And now, more Utalk now.
Hey guys, we just want to touch base with you and say, I don't know about you guys, Larissa, Katie, I'm kind of oversaturated with hearing about COVID-19, and that's not to say anything negative or distasteful for those that are in the heat of this. And I'm talking about our doctors, our nurses. I understand nurses are the ones that are really carrying the weight of this thing, which is incredible. And props to you guys. Grocery store people who are stocking the shelves. Please stock more toilet paper. Okay, I'm still having trouble finding it. I still have some, but I don't understand the deal with toilet paper. What about you guys?
You know what? Here's a life hack, right? Like if you have a shower or a bathtub like next to you and you run toilet paper, that's what they did back in the day, right? Like toilet paper is not like an old thing, right? Like it's a fairly relatively new invention. So, or go outside and go find some leaves and find some scratch paper, paper towels.
Hey guys, thanks for waving at us. I'm going to interrupt here because we got people joining us. It's great. So we'll get off the toilet paper thing. Tonight, we want to talk about how to make the most of your free time. Can you believe it? We have free time. What are we going to, free time? Larissa, what are you going to do with free time?
I've been meaning to clean, so I don't know about everybody else, but like I've been trying to Marie Kondo like my house and been trying to like clean out stuff, but it's always really hard because I do a lot of traveling. And so this has kind of been an opportunity for me to step back and actually try to clean out stuff. And then you start to realize, especially now, like we're not going out at all, right? Or some people, I'm like in my sweats right now and you're not seeing people. So you can kind of clear out stuff from your closet because you're like, when am I going to wear this again?
Okay.
Not in a while.
A little inside question, Larissa. Are you going to take down the Christmas tree?
No. So,
leave it up.
Steve's referring to a Christmas tree that I have in my house, and there's a little someone in my house that actually insisted on it staying up all year. Now, it's a small little Christmas tree. It's not a big Christmas tree, so don't freak out, and it's not real, so it's not like it's going to get all bad. But we do still have a little Christmas tree. It's maybe like barely 2 feet tall, and it's just hanging out, and my daughter just refuses to give up the Christmas tree. I've taken everything else down. So that was the first thing I did once we started to get locked down is I took down all my Christmas decorations that had been up. But Katie, you actually said that you've heard some people are putting them up.
The new trend is to like a Christmas tree and you decorate it for every holiday. So I was going to ask you if you're doing that. So Easter's coming up. Are you going to decorate the Christmas tree for Easter?
Oh, that's a good idea. Like put some Easter eggs. I do have an Easter egg die kit, but I don't think the eggs are going to hang very well on the
But you know what? People are talking now about putting your Christmas tree lights out, back out on the front of your house as kind of a light, in this dark situation. And it's hope. I think it started back on the East Coast. So maybe when it stops raining, I'll stick our lights back on the house.
Or just leave them up all year and change it for the color of the season.
Yeah, you could have Easter lights, Halloween lights, Christmas lights, Thanksgiving lights, lights for my birthday.
No one's preventing us from decorating, right? Especially the outside. I mean, even though very few people will see it, but there are still people walking around and driving around because it's not like no one can go out. It's just they're trying to tell people to, what is it called? Safer at home is kind of the campaign. I think people started to get freaked out with shelter at home. So now they're calling it safer at home. Which is true.
So now that we've got this time, okay, we're safer at home. What are we going to do with it? How can we make the most of our time? Let's jump in there with some ideas because I think, how about one of them? Watching Frozen 2.
Because
just random.
The theaters all shut down, and some theaters were actually still playing Frozen 2, but Disney Plus said, okay, no one's going to the theaters. Let's do Frozen 2. So I've had to hear Frozen 2 songs every day, let me just tell you. But it is a good movie.
It is. It's a good movie.
Okay, what about making a to-do list of things you're going to do on a particular day, like tomorrow? Get a piece of paper out, get your tablet out, get your phone out, your crayons out, whatever you want to do, make a list of things that you want to accomplish in the day. And you know what? That'll make you feel better, I think. Encouraged, like, hey, I got something done instead of just wasting the time away. Although I was told one time that you can't waste time. So instead of not using your time wisely, how's that?
Yeah, that's a really great idea. And we've got some suggestions from our people. We got my friend out there, Funny Millionaire Lee. Hey, spending time with family is good as long as they are not over the age of a certain
Take a nap.
Yeah, and drive-in theaters, like somebody else suggested that too, where maybe there's a comeback. Like I actually remember when I was a kid, there was a few that were still, I mean, I know there's a few still around now, but like going to drive-in theater was like a cool thing because it's like, oh my gosh, we can watch a movie in our car. So
you still can in some places.
Yeah, so I think it's time for a comeback with the social distancing and drive-in theaters.
Okay, what about staying healthy, working at staying healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, because this can be a tough time. And by the way, if you are having a tough time, if you're a little bit anxious, contact us. You can go to our website, utalkradio.com. You can send us a note. You can text us a question or a comment if you want to talk to us directly. Just text the word Utalk to 411-247. Now, I don't want to leave off a fourth thing where we want to stay healthy, and that's spiritually. And that's important for a lot of people. So physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, work at staying healthy. And speaking of work, that's one thing my doctor told me when I went in this week. He said, guy, you're a big guy, but you're too big. To work on this, all right, you're too big, so we need to, tighten up that belt a little bit. And he said, get out there and exercise. So, I've weights in my garage. I could go do that. If it's not raining, I can, there's a horse trail not far from my house. I can jog, I can walk. There's a lot of things we can do.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but a lot of gyms are releasing free videos, like on their YouTube pages and stuff. Like their trainers are doing like a workout, and you can do it free at home since the gyms are all closed down right now.
Yeah. Oh, and I just did a dance workout like on a YouTube video before I got on here. So there's a lot of like cool things to do. Oh, somebody said create garage gym. Yeah, if you have a place to stick your cars. Unfortunately, I don't have a place to stick my cars out of the garage because I live in a townhouse complex. But if you can get your car out of the garage, you can put a gym in there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's where I'm blessed because I've got that opportunity. Somebody else said make videos that can go viral because that can help pay the bills.
Hopefully, if anybody at YouTube is still working to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what else could we do to make good use of our time?
Well, I think there's
most of our time.
Most of our time. There's a lot of people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. I know I started doing that, like especially like my best friend in Boston, or even people that I don't even know that well, or friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I've been like texting them, or even be like, hey, do you want to get a video call? And I just was on this great like group chat with a bunch of documentary filmmakers, this conference called like Zoom call. And it was just cool because, I had a film that came out very barely before all the film festivals got shut down. And so we were all kind of like commiserating because, a lot of them were like, some of them were camera people, and they're like out of a job now because everything shut down. And some of you guys who are watching might be out of a job or out of school. So, what do you do in that case,
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Seriously, don't panic, okay? We're all in this together, and we're going to get through it. I really believe that. But we got to stick together. We got to work together. We got to encourage each other. And, it's something that you can do via phone. You can do it however you want to do, whatever social platform you want to use. But let's stay with each other and encourage each other with the distancing, the social distancing. We're not practicing it at the moment because we both went to the doctor. We're all good. So those of you who are wondering, don't worry about that.
Yeah, they're fine if you and Katie infect each other, but they just don't want to get infected.
No, we really don't want to do that. That's not the best thing we could do. But thinking about making the most of your time, what about those of you that play instruments, musical instruments? I'm a drummer. Larissa plays keys. Katie plays
nothing.
She plays a flag. She did color guard.
And she plays the flags because she was in color guard. But seriously, if you play an instrument, I know I don't give enough time to play my drums. I'm going to drive my neighbors nuts, but I'm going to pull out one of my sets and just go at it, and it's therapeutic.
And Miss Everything Six says, try baking and cooking new recipes. I think that's a great idea. I have so many cookbooks at home that I never use because normally I'm such a hurry. I just kind of go to the same old recipes just because it's fast. But now that we've got more time, as long as I can get to the supermarket and they have the food, the ingredients in stock, or I guess figure it out, whatever.
Or just come up with new recipes with what's in your house already. I read that. It's like a experiment with what's there and see who can come up with the most creative stuff that's already in your house.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, there's also apps like, Epicurious and like where you can actually just enter like the ingredients you do have and they'll come up with like a ton of recipes that like use the ingredients that you do have. So that's another helpful thing.
Don't forget, there's Nona's Italian Cooking. So I've actually gotten some recipes there, and I want to try some of them. Try some new Italian food. I get stuck in the rut of pastas, spaghetti and sausage and lasagna and ravioli. So there's got to be something new that we could try.
Yeah, and then a couple people suggested, journaling and having it, because a lot of times, especially if you're home alone, it can be really isolating. I mean, I have 2 other people that are in my house, and you guys have a couple people in your house, and some cats or whatever. The thing is, don't just keep all your thoughts to yourself, especially if they're negative thoughts, like put them down, or even like if you are having negative thoughts, one of the things that always helps me, especially when I've gone through depression in the past, is writing all the things that are good. Because I know when it seems like the sky is falling right now, like it's hard to remember all the good things and the things that you still have. Like, I mean, we're still breathing air, so we still can get food, we still, it's even though it feels dire out there, like there's still a lot of good things to be thankful for. Like if you're alive, you're still, it's good.
What, Larissa, that's another good thing to do is make a list of the things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Right. And just to quote one of my favorite film stars, I saw it on his Insta account today. He was journaling and writing, and he said, it's good for your brain. It's good exercise. The one and only, of course, the legendary Sly Stallone said that. So, I figured if it's good for Sly, it's good for me.
Yeah, well, and I think, pen and paper or on your computer or on your phone, like it doesn't really matter how you do it.
No, however you want to do it.
It's just get your thoughts out. Of course, if you can go outside, which most people can, because as long as there's no one else around you within 6 feet, you can go outside to at least take a walk. Like they haven't said, like, don't walk.
Something.
I had friends who went out to the beach. Obviously, they live near the beach. If you don't live near the beach, sorry, you can't do that. And then they said, like, there was like parking everywhere because like no one's on the beach. And of course, there's a lot of space at the beach. And I had another friend who actually went up to the mountains. So like they were doing slow, not all the way to the top, but like just to the base because it's been raining. And they were, in nature. And so you don't have to like ruin your whole life as far as like fun just because we're social distancing. They just don't want you in a closed space with a lot of people. So.
Well, and you know what? Talking about going out and hiking and getting in nature and stuff, take pictures while you're out there.
Yeah, in fact, I know like Miss Everything Six, so she's a photographer and has been editing photos. And that reminds me, I'm the person who's really bad at deleting photos on my phone. So I should actually spend time, like all the blurry photos, or, you take like 10 photos of something and you realize like, I don't need 10 photos of the same thing. So like, I'm terrible at like deleting that. So this is the time to delete photos on my phone.
And text messages. I have a bazillion text messages in my phone and I'm like, I don't need all these conversations.
Email too, like trying to purge out emails from like 10 years ago or even just like 2 years ago, or all the ads, like people, like I think some companies have their ads like they were on like auto schedule or something. So you're getting, every once in a while I get this email where it seems like they're completely clueless that something happened. You're like, I cannot come to your restaurant and use this coupon. I'm so sorry.
Hey guys, we need to do something on a blog post on our website with ideas of things, how you can make the most of your time.
Tell us your recipes. What else have you guys been doing to like by the time while you are safer inside and hunkering down?
What about reading? I know for me, I was going to say I don't have enough time, but I should say I don't make enough time to read. And whether it's on a Kindle, on your tablet, on, an actual book, take some time now when we're, distancing and we can't do the things we normally do to read. Maybe there's a book you've been wanting to read, you've never been able to get to it. Now's your time.
Oh, you mean like this book?
Like
Random Thoughts by Steve Russo? Oh, maybe I should finally read this.
I noticed last time I was at your house, you were using it to keep a door open. So I thought, well, at least you're keeping the door open to reading my book.
I heard there was a mad rush to all the libraries right before a lot of some of them were still open, but I'm thinking like as of today, I know at least in California, we're in California. I'm in a different part of California now than we're both in Southern California, but I'm in Pasadena, and then Steve and Katie are in the Inland Empire. But our governor here just said, and our mayor of LA just said it's shelter, like everything that's non-essential closed down. So yeah, let us know what's going on in your city. Like, where are you guys at, and have they shut down everything in your city too, or you guys still have some business open? We'd love to hear from you about that as well. So, Steve, I don't have a book, but does that mean you're going to be listening to my music more, too? So you can listen to music. Yeah, that's another thing you can do.
And I will pull out your CD, and I will listen to it more. And especially at this time, I feel alive. I love playing that song with you because you've got a great drummer. No, I love playing. To do shows with you because I love that song. It's
most people, I would actually suggest people listening to on Spotify, because if I get like 1 million streams, I'll make like $2. We got somebody from Kansas City, Mo. Some most restaurants. Hopefully it's not as bad as it is here, because again, people are still going on about their life, but certainly if you hear the news reports, like there's no traffic on the streets now, which is unheard of if you've ever been in LA.
Well, they didn't get that message out here in the Inland Empire, because I had to go to my accountant to get my taxes done today. There was traffic.
Yeah, there's, and speaking of taxes, like how many people did their taxes? If you have to do taxes already, I did my taxes.
Yay. Although we have an extension now until July.
I know, I heard. And so, it's okay, because the thing is, I'm getting like a really small refund, but at this point, who knows if I'll get that refund this year, the way things are going.
Something else we can do before we've got to say goodbye tonight, because I'd love to be on here like for hours, but we're going to come back next week with another shot at some thoughts. And we want to remind you again, before we talk about a couple more things we can do to make the most of our free time that we have. Remember, we're here for you guys. We are here for you. We want to hear from you. If you want to reach out to us personally, text the word Utalk to 411-247. Go to our website, utalkradio.com. Send us a note. But remember, guys, we're here for you. And if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling a little fearful, because I know some people are. I'm seeing that. I'm hearing that. Yeah. And, it's some of us handle stress a little bit different than others. And this is an anxious time. I know we don't have the security of being at school, at our job. We're stuck in our house. So reach out to us. We're here for you. Here's another thought. Larissa, you mentioned cleaning. How about starting the cleaning process with an indoor scavenger hunt? And the hunt might be, let me find things that need to be, whatever.
You know that thing, that set of keys that I lost? Like, I actually got really mad at my husband because I couldn't find my passport last year. And we were almost supposed to go to Canada, right, last year. And I had to go renew my passport. And guess what happened? Like 3 months later, he put it in a drawer somewhere in a cabinet, and then there you go. Found my passport and didn't even need to renew it. But that's what happened. So yes, find those things that you have lost on a fun scavenger hunt.
Turn it into something fun.
Yeah, that like you might find money in the sofa, like turn over the cushions, look underneath the bed. You might pick up a couple bucks that way. We need every penny that we can get now, because like nobody's working, right?
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And the bad thing is you can't really sell things online or anything, because you're supposed to be distancing. And now the governor of California has said, stay in your house. Don't go anyplace unless you absolutely have to. So there you have it.
Yeah, and it sounds like everyone around the country, based on everyone's comments, it's like it's kind of similar, even though some places aren't hit as hard. But I think they're concerned it's going to get as bad as New York or Massachusetts, like the Boston area. Yeah. In Northern California, Southern California isn't as bad as Northern California, but I think they're just really concerned about everything growing exponentially. By the way, if you guys haven't seen Will Smith's Facebook watch video, he was on his wife's, Jada Pinkett Smith's show, Red Table Talk. He does a really good job, along with an expert from the CDC, like explaining, because he did the movie I Am Legend. And apparently he did a ton of research about being a virologist. So dude was like on point with his explanation. And like, if you've been frustrated with the news or other government officials of not being able to explain things really like basically and clearly, Will Smith is your man. I know, like, you may love him as an actor, and you're going to love him even more as someone who can explain viruses to you.
I'll have to check him out, because he's a well thought man too, besides being a great actor. Well, we probably should wrap things up for tonight. And we will be back next week and spend some time with you guys. It's been great. Appreciate all of you who have checked in with us. Don't forget, you can still check in with us at our website, utalkradio.com. Send us a note or text us, Utalk, to 411-247. Hey, guys, stay safe out there, and let us know what you're doing to make the most of your time. We'll talk to you soon.
This is Utalk Radio.